we're out here in the 400. You can't really see him, but Mark is down through there. So the last time we were out, we came out and stayed for 3 days, and we came to this spot. This spot is coming down into the 400. There's this, you see this, if you want to call that a road, that we take down deep into the property. And last time on the way down, we stopped right here and got out to look at this area. While we were down here, as soon as we got out, like literally I stepped out, looked down, and there was a track. So we found this track last time right down here, and we came up here and started looking around. So we didn't find much, but we made some mental notes, and so now that we are back, we're going to show you some things. Okay, so we'll start off with this compression, and this is going to make more sense here momentarily. So if you look right here, here's the heel, here's the toes. I'm going to move this. So there is the width of the track. Here to here is the length. So I'm going to measure this real quick and take a quick measurement because there's more. So we are going to say that is about 9.5 inches by 3 3/4 to 4. Okay. Trying to get a good shot of that. Alright, so good little compression. So we come up into here, and first thing that I noticed, which I've already moved it, unfortunately I wasn't thinking, got a little ahead of myself, but we started looking in here, and this is really nice soft dirt. Okay, so one thing we started noticing immediately is right back there, there are sticks. So there's a long stick back there that's up against the wall. That stick was actually right over here, and it was stuck down into the dirt. Okay, I pulled it out to look at it, and the end of it is dirty, and I tossed it back up there just to see if it gets moved. So we were looking here and we were thinking, man, this would be a good little place to, just shelter up in the rain and whatnot. And we noticed some indentations over there. So we came around. So now what we're looking at is these indentations right here, which could be anything, but that looks to be 9 to 10 inches or so, I don't know. So we're thinking, could that be where a foot was, knees up, and something laying up underneath this, right? So the next thing we find is we come right over here, get kind of a look where we're at here, and I immediately noticed that on this rock up underneath here is bark and a stick. So we are up underneath here, and I'm trying to figure out, and Mark is trying to figure out how bark and these sticks magically got up underneath this overhang on their own. So for those of you that are kind of following along with our channel, you guys probably understand now that we have some pretty good indications that these things may eat rotted wood and bark for sodium, maybe some other minerals. But this is a super interesting find. We have a stick and bark up underneath. Interesting. Very interesting. After I get done with this video, we're going to take a look around, see if we can't find any hairs. But so then from here, Mark finds a compression here. and a compression here. In this one you can almost see the toes. So we'll take a quick measurement of these two. And once again, we have about 9.5 by 3 3/4 to 4. Right here we have heel, we have toes, and let's put a measurement on that. And once again, 9.5 by about 4. 3 3/4 to 4. So here's two more tracks. This one has toe impressions. Okay. So we're still looking around. Hey Mark, where was that dig at that spot where we found the stick in the hole? So anyway, see if I can find this again. So there's a compression. There's a compression. Moving on up and around. And right here. Alright, all this stuff by itself is not a big deal, but this is super interesting. See this stick in this hole? Something moved that stick around to create that hole. Okay, now that's just one, so it gets more interesting. So we're up here looking for impressions and tracks and whatnot, and I'll start looking up here, and what do I find? Another hole and another stick. This was just like this. Just how I found it. You guys saw it. I didn't move it. So we have another hole with another stick in it that was obviously being used there. So anyway, we are now going to run around these little bluff spots and these overhangs, and we're gonna see what else we can find here. Find a little bit. There should be more, so we're gonna take a look around, see what we can find, what we can't find. Here's a cool little den. Let's see up in there. So yeah, out to 400. Things are already getting interesting. We've already found a couple other spots where it looks like the logs are situated around this place and they are slowly disappearing. So we'll see what else we find. That's what I'm watching out for. So we are making our way up here. These nice little bluff rocks. Good place up here to hang out and kind of have a little overlook area. There's Mark. As you see, we're taking different tracks up here. That's just to cover more ground, see, give us more eyes in more areas. Nice little trail around this. Definitely a den of some type there. Not seeing any tracks in particular. I don't know what that looks. It's interesting. Something's kind of dug in at 4 or 5 inches wide. You can see where it's made some marks. Could be a big cat. Keep looking as we go up. Alright, interesting find. I'll just kind of go over it real fast, give you a shot of it. We're going to pay attention to that stick there, this arch, that stick that's leaning there, the other one on the other side, and of course this one right here. So if we look, here is the root. It obviously did not come from right there. And you go down and you would think that this would have, you see it right through there, would have fell and created this bend right here. But it didn't. That is actually over the top of it. So, and we'll pay attention to the bottom of it here momentarily. So here's the bend. Alright. Now, we look at what's holding this bend down, and it is this stick right here. Okay. And then, we look at, oh look, this here, look at this. So, this has been leaned into this stick, which is physically stuck down in here. I'll come down here so I can get a better view of it. Alright, that stick has been stuck in there, and this was pressed up against it, just like that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Actually, I think it was more up like that. No, it was right there. So that was sticking up like that. Interesting. Right. And then we have this here, which could have fell in place, very possible. Just an interesting spot here. We have a lean there, possible lean. So we have this, we have this stick stuck in, fork leaned up against it. We have this, which is holding that arch down, which at first glance you would think, oh, this one right here laying down across our entry road right there is been placed. Okay. If you look down, we also have a tree that's across our entry also, a new one. So just give you a shot from here, just so you can kind of see what we're dealing with. Cool stuff. It's interesting. This stick being stuck down in there and the fork on that being placed to hold it up is super interesting. And if you look at the bottom of that stick, it looks like it's been stuck in the dirt at some point too. Cool stuff. We're taking a trail up to our old camp, and this is the third thing we found across the trail that wasn't there last time. It's like it's being blocked off. Dinner. Possible impression right there, and then possible impression right here. So we're following this clear trail, this clear path right down through here. Hey, here's some more mushrooms, red.
Yeah, they're just like this all the way down through there.
So this has been heavily traveled, and this is, see, all this is flattened. This is not from deer. Mind you, we are on private property, so nobody else is supposed to be out here as far as we know. There's kind of a triangle set up. All this is compressed down through here. There's a possible compression. Heel, toes. If that's a right foot, then the left would need to be right up here somewhere. It's all compressed down, but not seeing a good track. Nice little hole. We have not been down through here before, so this is kind of a new spot. Did you hear that whoop?
Yeah.
So we just got a whoop. Hopefully the camera picked that up. I don't know if it will or not. Maybe I can bring it out on the computer, but that was a definite whoop that we just heard. Very cool. So we are just up in the woods from where, you hear that? From where the crawler video was taken. It was taken just up and over. I don't know if the camera picked that up or not, but we just got 3 really weird screams. That was odd. So pay attention to the litter and the lines in the ground where there were limbs laying. You can see one right there. There. Look at this. This is nice. This happened on its own. Or not. Here's kind of a trail also, if you look. The trail comes right down through here. The trail runs right over there. And there's another lean right up there. Mark, you see that lean right there to your left? Yeah. This right here is awesome. Right down here on this trail. So those are very close in vicinity and seem to be on the same game trail. We have a game trail here and a possible one that comes here, merges with this one and goes right through there or right up through there. Pretty cool. Very cool tree. So we made it back to the creek. We ended up down creek a little bit, but we made a big loop. Quite awesome. We got into some area we hadn't been into before. Now we are hiking our butts back out. We got probably, what do you think, half mile, 3/4 of a mile to the car?
Yeah.
Because of a downed tree, which we'll have to get Mr. Marston, aka Booger, aka Matt, aka the Mats, down here with his chainsaw, and we'll cut that thing up so we can drive on down. Oh, I'm about the same, man. I stay in pretty good shape for my age, I guess.
Go ahead. Do that. Okay.
What? Now we would have noticed that on the way down.
This is what we were filming. Right here.
Dude.
Where's that cave?
Am I filming right now? By gosh, I am. What? I've got this on film coming down out of there, so if this was there,
You'll know it.
we'll know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks. Now, This is crazy. So the odd thing about this is where we stopped coming in. Right up here is where we filmed first. I gotta go back down and look at this, Mark. So we filmed this up here. I'm gonna run up here and see if anything's changed real quick. So we filmed here. We came down literally right through here. And we turned around, and if those rocks were in that tree, we would have noticed that, right? There's no way we would have walked right by that. This is kind of blowing my mind, to be honest. So we are headed out of the 400, myself and Mark. It was a long hike back uphill from where we had to park because of that downed tree. But we've made it out. Found some prints, some cool structures here and there. And got to get out through some area we hadn't trekked into yet. Found some stuff in that new area. So all in all, it was a good time. Ozark Mountain Sasquatch.